Hello.
And together with the absent Paul Mitchell, we are the Nearly Men. And this episode of the podcast is brought to you by the executive producer, Hamster Boy.
Hey!
We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you have probably kicked our asses online.
Hello.
Hi, stranger.
I made a major boo-boo.
Oh no.
This will only be for the people who are watching the podcast, as opposed to listening to it. But instead of going to your camera, it went to me. So is this me?
I love that.
And
Is that
then
what you were forgetting?
yes, and I don't think I've set up for ducking for you, so I think the music was just battering over you. So I apologise for that, my man.
I love that.
Fix it in post.
How are you, Mr. Cousins?
I'm well. Yeah, I'm back refreshed.
Good. I was just thinking, it's like been like a month.
Donkey's years.
We were together on the podcast.
I know.
Well, almost a month. Like just.
It was like the 15th of... It wasn't the 15th of June, was it? That's
No,
not
it was
physically possible.
It was the 24th of June, but it's been a 5-week month, so it has been... And it's only been 3 weeks, I can't go on. It feels like...
That's nearly a month, 3 weeks. I mean, that's the better part of a month.
Uh-huh. But no, we've just been like ships in the night, or planes in the sky.
Planes in the sky. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Are you all refreshed from your holidays?
I am, thank you. I had a lovely couple of weeks up north. And it's nice to be back streaming. I have to say, I was saying on my stream the other day, it was so nice to be back. Comfortable pair of shoes.
Like I'd obviously decided to take the month of June off unexpectedly.
Aye.
And then when I started back in July, I was just like, it's just like falling back into the swing of things. So it's quite nice.
I'm just seeing Colin Littles in the chat there saying, oh crap, it's Thursday.
I think we should change the name to 2.5 Nearly Men.
Yes. Aye. 2.5. Because he's not here next week either, is he?
Nah.
And he just comes and goes when he wants, really.
It's just like a fart in the wind. Comes when he's unexpected.
Beautiful.
That goes back to that analogy thing of me mixing things up. Sorry, I took a drink.
That's right, I should have filled.
For those who don't know, Scotland is currently roasted.
Ireland.
And I cannot believe Paul Kinski is wearing his businessman jacket because I'm in a t-shirt and I'm clammy.
It's so warm.
Clammy.
So this tie will just get more and more loose.
And a t-shirt. Like I have shorts on, I have swimming shorts on.
I mean, I've got nothing on other than this, but
okay. That's understandable. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I was just having that moment.
You need a big fan. Although I did see Diet Punk had a big fan.
Diet Punk has the best big fan, and when he opens it, it makes that crack noise. It's so good.
He enjoys a wee bit too much putting it away as well, though. That kind of... He enjoys it a wee bit too much.
And he's very good. He's very dexterous with a...
Dexterous?
I don't know. It's the middle of July. My fingerprint's not on. I don't know words. You're lucky I'm even here saying things.
Exactly. I'll take it. This
is my hot girl summer. And by hot girl, I mean a sweaty piggy mess. Which, ironically, is like had very little video gaming in it.
Do you know what I mean?
Or anything new. I was grumbling about this yesterday. So I do my sim challenges on a Wednesday, and I decided the one that was meant to be for yesterday would be a 2-week job because it's like a bigger build. It's like a 3-story building with a small basement, and it's called the Institution. And we're looking for something spooky or horror themed, and we like it. I like it when people go into like detail with their backstory and stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, we'll give people a bit longer to do this one, so the pressure's not to do in a week. So it came to yesterday morning. I was like, I don't know what to play. Says like a million games I have to play, but I was like, I don't know what to play. Because I was in the mood for a new horror game. And by new horror game, I mean, like, I want to play Resident Evil as if I've never played Resident Evil before. Like, I was watching another streamer play it for the first time, and they were just lost and running around trying. And I was like, I want to do that. But I don't have any game I can do that on. So, but I ended up playing Scarlet Nexus anyway. We'll come to that later. But I was just, I sat for a good 45 minutes, like, what do I play?
I know what you mean. There's a kind of funny thing going on where a lot of streamers I've noticed are kind of not in a slump, but as you say, there's nothing kind of grabbing you at the moment. There's nothing new that's out.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be going to older games, whether it be things like Grand Theft Auto or in the sim world. It's a lot of people are going to like farming sim and things like that. From previous years.
Off PS1, PS2 stuff because I was like, oh, there's old games I've never actually played through and those I kind of fancy, but
yeah,
I went with Scarlet Nexus because it was kind of it's been fun, but yeah, it's a weird situation just now where I think when we spoke at this before, we're still waiting for stuff to arrive that is this gen.
Totally, 100%.
I'll talk about it a bit when we look at some of the news, but a lot of the stuff still is coming to PS4 and PS5, and you're like, stop doing the PS4 bit because it's a PS4 game that's just been released in the PS5, or it's an Xbox, whatever the last gen was called, being released in this gen. Like, it's that sort of
aye.
I'm like, you need to.
I mean, I know it's still September, early October that it will happen, but the FIFA is coming out, and FIFA's going to be two separates. It's going to be next gen and last gen.
Is that like they did the last one?
No, it's bigger. It's going to be a whole different kind of technology that's running the next gen stuff, and the old one's going to be running on the kind of current stuff.
How much money must they have to make two entirely different games then? Because that's
$1.5 billion they made last year on Ultimate Team alone, Gary.
That's the wee scratch cards that aren't even real scratch cards, isn't it?
It's no scratch cards. It's like collectibles.
It's like packs. I get the kids in school. Start open my pack. I'm like touching the screen. Like
I hope you've got another responsible adult in that situation.
Like, yes, I've got somebody, and I'm like, yeah, well done. I mean, I seem to get them really good players, so that's fine. But I was just like, I don't know what you're doing. And then I was like, do your parents know you've bought those?
Oh dear. Arcade Glasgow saying in the chat that the PC release is going to be the previous gen, and that's true. I know the PC players are raging, pure raging that they're getting the last gen version with their $2,000 computers.
Here, you play last gen. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
And pets.
Yeah.
FIFA nut. Oh, well, that's nice that Arcade get in touch, and we love it when people get in touch. So if you would like to get in touch, here's how you do that.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Gary at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
So please do get in touch. That would be wonderful. I do see though that after the last episode, Evil Monkey left us a wee comment, and it's quite an interesting comment. I don't know if I want you to answer it first as a parent, then I would answer it as a non-parent.
Mm-hmm.
So Evil Monkey said, how do you think my daughter turning 13 today will impact my gaming life going forward? How so as a parent, because you do have
I mean I don't think it'll be any different. I don't think it'll be any different. From going from 12 to 13, I don't think it'll be any different. I've not got kids that old though. So, but I don't think it's going to be any difference really.
We also don't know how Evil Monkey's gaming lifestyle was before fully, do we? Like, I did a full SWOT analysis.
We need a whole history here.
Yeah, I did like a CV, average hours per week.
Home videos. So we can get... Is that too far? Sorry, right, okay. Sorry.
I would have said I think that Evil Monkey will get more gaming time.
Do you think that she's now doing her own thing?
Yeah, because now she's 13, she's just too cool to be seen with her dad, so she'll walk out doing
Not Evil Monkey. Things. Evil Monkey's a legend. Anybody would be chuffed to be with Evil Monkey, even if you're 13 or not.
To you, because you're a dad. But to a 13-year-old girl, she's probably like, gonna stop making pirate jokes, Dad, I'm so embarrassed. But I think it'll get more time unless she's a terrible teenager, and then he'll have to be chasing her, and then he'll have no gaming time because he'll be in like police mode.
What if she's a gamer? I mean, that could open up a whole new world. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're now kind of into a new age bracket. Lots more games available, maybe.
Oh, do you know what's funny? I think a teenager gamer is tricky because up until 12, you're like, oh, well, I don't know, this doesn't really count because I never get this, but I imagine some parents would be like, oh, you can play like Ratchet and Clanks and The Sims and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you turn 13, you're going to want to start playing older games, and I can imagine some parents really don't like that. My mum bought me Resident Evil 2 for my 11th birthday, and she said always, and I watched horror films all the time, and she always said, as long as you remember it's make-believe and none of it's real, you're fine. But I don't know if, like, when a kid becomes a teen, how letting them play grown-up games, how that feels, because I know the kids I teach play Grand Theft Auto, and they're like 13, 14. And then they're shocked when I say I play it.
Terrible.
Like, I should be shocked that you play it. But I think that could be quite an interesting thing as well. If you've got a teen gamer, how does a parent cope with the peer pressure of letting their kids play games that are too old for them? Look at that's an in-depth discussion, right?
Do you know what I mean? I love the fact Evil Monkey's probably put this in chat just as a wind up. This is a kind of throwaway comment, and we spent valuable minutes analysing it. That's what happens, Evil Monkey.
Yeah. I want you to think about that, Paul Kinski, for next time. As a parent, your 13-year-old child of any gender comes to you and wants to play the hot new game, which is like a 15 or 18. How do you, as a parent, deal with that?
I'm a bit like what your mum was like, in that it's, you know, it's make believe, and I would assess it. You know, there's different things that it's funny because different parents obsess about different things. So some parents don't want their kids to see anything kind of sexy, anything kind of that way, but they're fine with them with guns and things like that, and vice versa and all that. So I'm fascinated by what people consider to be acceptable for their age. Like when I was growing up, my parents didn't mind me watching like loads of action films like Rambo and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's it did me no harm. Just those 15 years in prison, that was all.
Like I saw The Lost Boys when I was like 7.
The Lost Boys?
The Lost Boys, maybe 8. And I remember in the playground playing The Lost Boys with my pals.
Yes.
Like, and then my nemesis at primary school was like, I want to be Star. And I was like, of course you want to be Star. I want to be Michael. But
were you Michael? Were you not Kiefer Sutherland?
No, I was Michael.
Oh, they're only known as Michael.
But no, like, so I remember watching like really scary films when I was like young.
Yeah, but you loved your horror. Even as I knew you as a teenager, you were loving horror.
Aye,
Unacceptable.
I love it. Horror's the best thing ever.
Nope.
Yep. it taps into the one true human emotion, fear.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
See, you came and listened for a video games podcast, and here we are, analysing the psychology and whatnot of a human mind.
What we like.
You know what I mean?
See the stuff we get to talk about, Colin Little's not here.
As the conversation can go up a level.
Speaking of things that aren't here, news. There's no news.
News!
There's hardly any news in the gaming world. Again, we're still in that. We're waiting for things to happen. I mean, there's been some news, so I'll go over it. The Resident Evil Reverse 2022, and this comes straight from Resident Evil's Twitter page, the official one. And the tweet said, the previously announced July 2021 launch of Resident Evil Reverse is being moved to 2022 so that the team can continue working to deliver a smooth gameplay experience. We will share updated launch details at a later time. Understanding. And that's it. I'm a bit disappointed. Like, so this is a game that I think looks hilarious and ridiculous fun. But you've got all these Resident Evil fans who are like, this isn't like true to the series. This is not good. And I'm like, it's a free edition if you bought Resident Evil 8. Stop whining.
Free game.
I mean, you literally just run around with your pals and you get to kill each other as humans and as bioweapons. And it just looks, I think it looks hysterical. Like, and it's just, I think it looks daft fun. Like, I can imagine playing it with like you and Colin and stuff and just having a hoot of a time. And it reminds me of the Mercenaries versus mode, which came with Resident Evil 5. And me, Baker Boy, and MG Play Games lost umpteen hours of our life playing that game together, and it was ridiculous fun, like so funny. So I'm quite sad it's been delayed. I was looking forward.
You
to
were looking
that.
forward to it, yeah. I remember
just having a pure laugh, running around shooting each other, and then getting to be a monster. I'm like, ah. But no, so that's that. It's been delayed.
That's a shame. That's a shame. I didn't realise it was so kind of cell shadery. Or is that just the style of the trailer?
It's hard to tell. I think it's like a mix. I think they've got a filter over the game.
Ah.
So it's kind of like the graphics were just a bit of cartoonism, or maybe it was just the trailer. I know they did an open beta or whatever weekend, and it was a bit gunky. It was a bit clunky. The power balance was off for some of the human survivors and stuff. But you're always going to find that in versus games. And then you've just got people moaning, and I'm just like, gonna shut up and enjoy stuff. I'm like, you're ruining it for people who don't take life that seriously.
Well, as you say, it's an add-on. It's a freebie. It's a wee bonus to the game.
And I think what they've done, unlike Project Resistance, which came with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake, you can buy Reverse individually. So if you don't want to buy Village, you can buy Reverse at a cheaper price. Right. Which I think is pretty good, because if you were like, I don't want to play Resident Evil 8, I have no intentions of playing that, but I want to play with my pals and just run around and have a laugh.
Aye.
We could do that. So, but yeah, so it's been delayed, and it's that ominous push back to 2022, which sometimes you think means push back to never.
It's a long time for it to be pushed back from. I mean, it's going to be a year late, essentially, isn't it?
Well, it was late already, so it was meant to come out
with
March, May, and then it got delayed to July, and now it's getting pushed back right into next year. So
that's the when you delay for a few months, and then again you delay for 6+ months. There's got to be something majorly wrong, surely.
I don't know if part of it is because people are being whiny about it. They're like, maybe we'll just pull it back and not release it, but.
That's a shame.
People just need to take a chill pill and have a bit of fun with an IP. It's not as if like, here, this is Resident Evil 9, enjoy.
Exactly.
But yeah, so delayed to 2022, and they will update people as it comes. July State of Play happened.
It did.
Was it last Thursday? It happened just after Colin and I were playing.
Was the 8th? Yeah, so it was last Thursday, wasn't it?
And this comes from the PlayStation blog. I will put the link to all these videos in the Discord, just because people might want to catch up. I'm not going to go through all of them. We're just going to run through what ones are that kind of jumped out.
Cool.
Before it started, someone was like, "Oh, it's just all about Deathloop," and I almost threw myself off my balcony because I was like, I am already invested in Deathloop. I do not need to see more Deathloop. They did try a bit more than that.
We certainly don't need to see another, 20-30 minutes of it?
I know, that's the thing. And I was like, but you've got to stop now. Like, you're going to oversaturate. We're not going to care. So Moss Book 2 comes out, the VR title, which I believe... did you play Moss?
It was Colin. Colin was a big fan of Moss.
Sherry Bobbins really enjoyed that. I remember Sherry Bobbins coming to work and loving it. So the second one's out about that. So there's a trailer out for that. A game called Arcadegeddon.
That's the kind of Fortnite looking one, isn't it?
Elphonics kaleidoscopically chaotic loot-based shooter. So yeah, it's like your Valorant.
Valorant.
Fortnite kind of crazy game. From what I can tell, from a kind of skimmed the trailer, that to me is not really got my eye. I don't know, enjoy games like that.
Me neither.
Northvale Games action RPG Tribes of Midgard launches July 27th. That's this month. So, and that's obviously in Norse mythology. That looked kind of interesting. Maybe got my eye. There's a game called Fist coming out. It's like, excuse me.
Oh, that's the fighting animals, isn't it?
Forged in Shadow Torch, and it's this like rabbit with this big mech suit. Kind of scary me.
Kind of steampunky into it.
Yeah, Robo Rabbit Rayton takes centre stage in this exciting look at his combat abilities, aided by his giant mechanical arm. Explore this unique world on PS4 and PS5 September 7. So again, that's like that. I remember seeing the kind of we're in between gens where
Yeah.
it's a PS4 game, but it's get the PS5 will get it as well. So that looked interesting. It reminds me of Captain Bucky O'Hare. Do you remember that from the 90s?
I don't remember that, no.
So Bucky O'Hare was like a green rabbit in a red outfit, and he travelled through space, and he had a duck with 4 arms, and there was a wee blonde boy, and there was there was a ship, and they used to travel through the galaxy to save it.
Okay.
This game is kind of like, what's that game you and Colin have been playing? Chivalry,
Yeah.
Chivalry. Hunters Arena Legends leap into 30-player melee matches when Hunter Arena joins PlayStation Plus August the 3rd.
Oh.
But it looks sort of like Asian inspired.
Okay.
There's a lot of scantily clad women in it, and maybe magic, or she's just got really nice nails. I can't tell.
Oh, was that the one that kind of really slow motiony trailer?
I think so. Let me check.
It was all very kind of grand looking, very fantasy looking almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. But it was the 30-player melee match. I was like, oh, that sounds like something Colin and Paul might like. And then I was like, if there's magic, I might like it.
Yeah.
It's a bit more fantasy, I might like it. Now, this is the one I like. We got more information on Sifu Fight Club gameplay teaser.
Oh, right.
So Sifu was the combat one, and the guy, every time it back, he was older. And we were like, oh, is it a legacy story? Is he going to have to like kill people over his lifetime? Well.
Oh.
Fight, fall, fight again in this latest look at Slow Clap's Kung Fu beat 'em up. Each time the hero gets KO'd, he does rise again, but ages each time. So that's the kind of gimmick.
Okay.
So every time you come back, you get a bit older, and I don't know if that will have like impacts in the gameplay and stuff, or even the storyline. So that kind of made me go, oh. And the trailer for that looked pretty good.
That did catch your eye, didn't it?
Yeah. Jet, the Far Shore. It kind of looked like a weird, cheap No Man's Sky knockoff. Not gonna lie. At first, I thought it was something Colin like, because it kind of looked like survivally, wilderness survivory thing. But then I watched the trailer and I was a bit like, we've been there, we've seen that, we've done that.
Yeah.
A few kind of Demon Slayer and Lost Judgment are sequels to anime and RPG games, which I think unless you're a fan of those, you're not really going to be interested. They did give us a Death Stranding director's cut trailer.
Another one? Gosh.
Your first look at the enhanced and expanded Death Stranding experience for PS5.
Okay.
New missions, new equipment, and more await porters. I would be tempted to buy this because my Death Stranding was a disc edition on my PS4.
Oh.
So I would buy. I think I'd be up for buying the digital edition, depending price, on my PS5 just to see the new stuff.
Do you know? Is it a free update? Or is it a separate thing?
I don't know. I'm tempted to say it's a separate thing because there's a lot of new stuff added to it.
Kind of DLC stuff essentially.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. And then they had a 9-minute gameplay video of Deathloop.
9 minute, was that what it was? Well, I see. We don't need to see any more Deathloop.
Aye, that's. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like,
we've had enough.
But aye, so it was a bit. I mean, from looking at that, it's kind of hit or miss. Some interesting things, some things that are just like, all right, okay. State of play, state of something. I'm not quite sold on that. Probably still better than Nintendo Direct.
Well, yeah. There was a lot more trailers than I thought there was going to be. I like you, I thought it was going to be Deathloop, and that was it. So wasn't it nice to see other stuff?
I mean, I did go to the site. I went, oh, it's not just like an hour of Deathloop. That's good.
Yeah.
And I'll post that link in the Discord so people can.
But just to clarify, we're looking forward to Deathloop. Arcade Glasgow are giving us chat, saying leave Deathloop alone. We're looking forward to it. All of us are.
But I'm invested.
Yeah.
I don't need to see any more. Like, it's like beating a dead horse. For me, it's to the point where I'm like, right, you're going to put me off wanting to play it.
I'm going to see too much.
Like, leave me something.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the characters. I don't want to know everything I can do. I want to go in and discover this world myself.
Yeah.
I hate oversharing in trailers. I'm just like, was there any need?
Yeah. You had us a year and a half ago when you announced it, whatever it was.
Also, I was talking to Baker Boy in the real world, and
The real world.
and they were laughing that Sony's biggest game that they're showing off is an Xbox Studios developer now.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was State of Play last week. And the only other kind of bit of news which just kind of hit us before we started is the Valve announces the Steam Deck, $400 handheld gaming PC. In a nutshell, it's a PC version of a Switch.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It looks like a Wii U.
It looks like a Wii U gamepad, and it's got weird big. I don't know. So I got this out, for instance. I had a Steam Joypad, and I know audio listeners won't be able to see it, but I've got a Steam Joypad, and I used it for an hour and a half trying to play Tomb Raider Legends, which is an Xbox 360 game, and I could not get it to comfortably work. So it quickly went in my drawer, and as I discovered tonight, the batteries have eroded inside, so it'll never work again. But Steam seem to enjoy putting random things on their control pads that don't make sense.
Yeah.
And they put the buttons in the weirdest places. Like, I'm looking at the picture of this Steam Deck pad thing just now. The face buttons are... Have you seen the picture, Paul?
I've seen the picture. I've not studied it, but I did glance at it.
The analog sticks are at the top of the side pads, and then the buttons are right next to them. I have no idea how I'm physically meant to push those buttons, and I've got big hands.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, so they're right at the top corners as well.
Oh, like see that B button? I'm guessing it's a B button. My thumb is going to slip off that. That's hanging off the edge. That's the edge of glory, not in a good way.
Oh, I've just noticed there's buttons at the back as well.
Wait, what? I've even looked.
So, like, you know, imagine you're holding like a switch. So where your two middle fingers would go.
Oh, the Steam Joypad has that. It's got like weird triggers, and I keep pushing them back.
Ah, there you go.
So you've got like your L1, R1, L2, R2, and then you've got like, I guess it'd be like L3, R3, but instead of being the sticks, they're like behind your middle finger and index finger.
Well, there's another 2 buttons back there, like for each side, so another 4 at the back.
But it looks really uncomfortable to me looking at the pictures.
It looks big. I mean, I don't know how big these people's hands are that I'm watching. There's a wee video of it here. But it looks bigger than a Switch. Yeah, slightly bigger than a Switch, and because the buttons are at the top, I suppose it's sitting in their palms a bit better than a Switch does.
I can look at a picture of a man holding it because I have man hands.
Man hands.
He doesn't seem to be struggling too much, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold in it. I don't know if I want to buy a portable PC. And then they've got all this stuff like you can plug it in and use it as a normal PC. And I'm like, can we not just have a game console?
Yeah.
And I imagine it's going to eat through its battery like nobody's business.
Yeah.
It can connect to Bluetooth support, so it's got like Apple AirPods, headphones. I'm guessing you could connect your lovely Steam Joypad to it as well.
I mean, I presume this is going to be geared very much to cloud gaming, surely.
So, well, if it's Steam and Valve, you're going to have to download your Steam games onto your
but then you could essentially connect to your Steam library and play over the cloud in some way, because you can do that just now. You can play on your phone and all that. You can play your Steam library on your phone, connect it up to Steam, and you're essentially remote playing from your PC. So I don't. It must be something to do with.
So here, let me read this paragraph quickly. Importantly, however, the only major. So there's going to be 3 versions of the Steam Deck available, and the main difference is storage size and speed, with graphical capabilities otherwise identical. That's nice. So the base version will cost $399 and have 64 gigabyte of storage, followed by a $529 model with 256 gigabytes, and finally a $649 version that has 512 gigabytes and an anti-glare etched glass screen treatment. Well, I mean,
so this is storage you're talking about when you're talking about the gigabytes.
Yeah, the latter 2 Steam Decks will also have faster NVMe SSDs,
NVMe.
and all three will allow you to install and play games off a micro SD card to expand storage capacity further. So that seems to be. So it seems to. I mean, that contradicts itself. It's saying they're all going to have the same graphical capabilities and stuff, but then they're going to have. Oh no, it's SSD, I suppose. So yeah, it's that. But the main difference seems to be the different size of storage, which makes it think you can't upgrade your storage apart from micro SDs. I don't know. I don't understand all this, chat. You know this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it has been thrown at you, to be fair. I mean, this was like 5 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
We got this.
But basically saying if you can't afford storage, don't worry, you're going to have the same graphical experience. It's not going to be like, here's your potato version.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's no pro version, really.
No. And then it's got all. Oh, I don't know what any of that means. The person writing this article says, I was able to play Jedi Fallen Order on an in-development Steam Deck at high graphical settings with little to no issue. To be fair, it's on like a 7-inch screen.
To be fair. Yeah.
Potato. It can even suspend running games like a console, and Valve says the intent is really to give players access to their entire Steam library on the go. So that to me suggests, like you said, it's
could be
cloud gaming.
But as Arcade Glasgow again are saying in the chat, you can do it already with Steam Link, which is it's playing it on your phone, playing it on your telly, whatever, however you do it, and that's free. So it just depends, I suppose.
Would you need like a mobile contract for your Steam Deck then if you wanted to play it like on the way to Tesco on the train?
I suppose you'd need some sort of connection, but then could it connect to your phone? You know, kind of tether to your phone. I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, there's been murmurings of this for a while, from what I remember. Like, I remember it was always like, oh, we're going to make a handheld PC, and then you've seen the funny pictures of people like holding a tower with like a monitor, and it's all the memes. But if it works and people enjoy it, I suppose. But I don't imagine it'd be really fun playing. Like, I play games on my Switch and my handheld, and some of that, I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Fair play. I mean, yeah, that's what people say in the chat. You know, it works. The Switch works because of Nintendo IPs, and you can't translate a lot of big PC titles into that small screen.
Like I like the games. I like Bravely Default 2 and stuff, and like Pokemon games are big and bright and oversized. They're made for that type of game. And Animal Crossing, when you put them on a TV, they look great. But like, for instance, I get Dead by Daylight in my Switch, and no. I'd rather not.
I mean, can you imagine playing something like Age of Empires on a 7-inch screen? Things like that.
Like, I don't know what's happening. Yay.
I can't read anything.
Try to think of games I play, like City Skylines on that.
Oh god.
I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
Or like I mean, Stardew Valley, they've got hundreds of pictures of people playing Stardew Valley on it. I'm like, if you're spending between $400 and $650 to play Stardew Valley, you need the Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, so that happened today. That's interesting.
Good.
Paul Kaczynski.
Yo.
Could you tell us about upcoming Game Pass additions and leavings?
Can I? I could if my button would work.
Oh no.
Looks like it's actually maybe crashed.
Oh no.
Hold on. I can. Bear with me 2 seconds and I will be able to. No, that's just gone completely. No. It has.
We've switched over to we're trying OBS tonight to the Streamlabs.
I'm on it, baby.
There we go. It's working again. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for your patience. A few teething issues tonight, so please bear with us. Well, recent releases on the Game Pass. You had the 1st of July in between our last episodes. The 1st of July, Banjo-Kazooie. Nuts and Bolts came out for console and cloud. Bug Fables for console, PC and cloud. Gang Beasts for all the platforms. Immortal Realms, Vampire Wars for it all. Limbo for it all as well. On the 8th of July, Tropico 6 came out on console, PC and cloud. UFC 4 came out on console. That's part of EA Play. Remember, if you're in Game Pass, you've got EA Play included. Gets you all the EA games, which is great. Dragon Quest Builders came to cloud as well. On the 15th of July, that's today! Bloodroots came out on all the platforms, the console, PC and cloud. Farm Sim 19 came out on everything, and The Medium joined the cloud.
Oh.
And on 27th of July, a big one for a lot of people, Microsoft Flight Sim is coming to the console. There's a lot of console players excited about that. And also The Ascent is coming out everywhere as well, so that's gathering a wee bit of interest as well. But that is your Games of Gold.
Interesting. That wasn't your Games of Gold, that was your Game Pass edition.
Game Pass editions, Games with Gold. What difference does it make?
I don't know. I just play the games. Someone asked me like about stuff. I went, just buy it. Like, just buy the 9.99 one. You get everything. I was like, I don't know the difference. I was like, I was actually, because I was thinking about it, and I was like, actually, what if I got an S?
Aye, we've all got S's.
But it's just called an Xbox S.
Xbox Series S.
Series S. I was like, an Xbox Series S with the month, the expensive one a month is actually probably really good for people with kids because everything's there, and if they get bored, just like, we'll download something else tier.
Aye.
I was saying about that. So I was like, as a parent, that's a wise investment over a PlayStation. And then I was like, does that mean Xbox is the kid friendly console and PlayStation's for grown ups? And I was like, yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. But moving on to our subbies.
Subbies! You get a new title for it?
It's beautiful. I love it. Can't wait till Colin has to do this. He's got subbies right in his face. So our subbies are Games with Gold. I forgot to do this. From the 1st of July to the 31st of July, you've got Planet Alpha, an adventure puzzle game. From the 1st of July to the 15th of August, you've got Conquer Live and Reloaded, a platformer. I downloaded that.
Oh.
Actually, I might stream it next week.
Oh, man.
From the 16th of July to the 31st of July, you've got Midway Arcade Origins, which is an arcade game. And the 16th of July to the 15th of August, you have Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break, which is an action racing game.
That's the best I could find, yeah. I presume it's more like an action arcadey game. Arcadey.
Rock of Ages 3 to me sounds like a Guitar Hero type game.
It does, doesn't it? But
yeah,
my research led me to that.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to throw us off the scent by making it about cars, but calling it Rock of Ages.
It was very rushed research, I hasten to add.
We love it. PlayStation Plus for the month of July, you can grab yourself A Plague Tale Innocence, an adventure game on the PS5. That's the PS5 version, I believe.
It is, indeed.
And it's very good. I would highly recommend Plague Tale. Everybody go grab it. It's an amazing game. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is a first-person shooter on the PS4. WWE Battlegrounds, which is a flight combat again.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That one. That's just not typed.
I was like, wait, we're really trying to throw you off here. I'm guessing it's the wrestling game.
Yeah, like an arcade wrestling game. Yeah.
I was just like, okay, the wrestling is now an air fighting game. Okay, they're in planes in the PS4, and in Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, which is another fighting game on the PS4. I love that. I would have believed that WWE had moved into doing like fight games. Because the WWE is mental. Like, that's it. But that's your subbies.
Yay!
Subby games.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I saw a video last week, the week before, and I wasn't like fully paying attention to it. And it's something to do with WWE, and I was just like, what? I said, how do people still believe this is real?
I was never a huge fan of it. I was a fan of it when my youth. I was kind of
when it was at WWF.
Aye, way back when. And I was a fan till my brother told me it wasn't real, and it broke my dream because I was convinced it was all real. And then he was like, "No, it's not real." Like, as in, obviously, he wasn't trying to spoil anything. Like, it was just like, well, obviously, it's not real. And I was like, what? I lost interest completely.
I think when you look back as an adult, you're like, how did I believe this show? But then you look at the arena that's full of thousands of grown men screaming.
I mean, like, why would they be doing that?
I'm like, how do you still believe it's true? It's like, or maybe they don't believe it's true. They just love. I don't think they like the wrestling. I think they like the drama behind it.
It's a big soap opera.
That they are the kind of people who love a telenovela but don't see it because like only women watch telenovelas, so they'll go to like a sweat-infused arena and watch the exact same thing happen, but it just so happens to end in a chokeslam.
Which you never know that might happen
Actually, to be telling the Bailers, they're always barring each other. It's mental. I love it. I love it. It's like if you ever get a chance, look at the like Spanish Mexican version of Ugly Betty.
All right.
Wild, absolutely. Like I think that came before the American one, and you're just like, what? You spend the whole time just like, I'm like, is this actually happening? Wild. Games. We've been gaming because that's what we do here. We game. And I believe you and Colin both spoke about Ratchet and Clank while I was away.
We did.
Off. So I will speak on it briefly. I love that level that's on just now. I've not finished it yet, but I'm very impressed. I think it's really slick and smooth. The gameplay, it just feels so nice. It feels really responsive. I love when you get on that level Colin's on, you get like wee boots that make you kind of skate.
All right.
Like it's almost like ice skating. You go super fast and it's like so much fun. And you've got you use R2 to gain momentum, and it like like it feels really satisfying. You go click 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 woo, and then you zoom off and you're like yee,
brilliant.
Getting around.
Brilliant.
But the control pad is lovely with it, like the haptic feedback and stuff. It's being a Sony game, it's been made with the control pad in mind. But it's all really nice. It plays. I'm trying to think if I've had any issues. It's challenging, but not overbearingly so. Like there's some bits when there's like loads of bad guys, and you're like, oh my gosh, what? But what it does really well is it makes you use your arsenal creatively. Like,
right. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if people who play Ratchet and Clank know this. The more you use your weapon, it levels up, so it gets better, so it gets stronger, it can do more things. So, like cycling through all your different weapons is beneficial, so that you can level them up. Because some enemies really succumb to different types of weapons, and having those on hand. My favorite weapon is the one that when you throw out these little bombs and it spawns little people to help you.
Brilliant.
And Ratchet gets Mr. Oh, what's it? Mr. Something. He gets the male version, and then Ratchet's alter ego. I don't want to spoil it, but they get a female version. But as you level it up, what happens is they then get both at the same time. So there can be you and like 4 other things helping you fight a big group of people.
Brilliant.
So it's quite good strategically to work on those different things. I think all the different planets I've been to so far they're really individual. There's no recycled assets really in each planet. Each area is given its own style and feel, which is lovely. And the story's really interesting. Like I only played Ratchet and Clank when they gave out the remake on the PS4.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I kind of missed it in the PS2, 3 generation. But Baker Boy, friend of the podcast, he loves the Ratchet and Clank games, and he's played all of them. So when I started playing it, he was like, "What continuity does it follow? Does it follow straight from the remake in?" But it counts all the game's storylines.
Oh, okay.
It references things from all the other games afterwards. I just googled it quickly, and he was really happy about that as a fan of the series. It's not like they've just done a direct sequel and killed off the pre-existing universe.
Yeah.
And so it does tie in. And from the brief reading I did, and then when things were happening in the game, I was getting really into it and really excited by what was happening. So I think the story's been done really well. Graphically wise, it's like playing a film.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? So shiny.
So nice. I love the fact you can equip different bits of outfits to give you different buffs and stuff. And they appear in game, and then like in a cutscene though, the wee visor will disappear, so you can see the facial animations. It's something you have to turn on and off yourself, and I really like that attention to detail, because I hate a helmet in the game.
I know what you mean.
Like there's nothing worse than a cutscene and like just this big weird helmet's bobbing around. You're like, no,
going through walls and things like that, because it's not meant to be there.
Patting through their guns. So the fact that they took that into consideration, which would make sense because they spent, I don't know how long they must have spent animating the faces and all the strands of fur.
Oh my days!
So like you can understand why they're like, get that helmet done.
Yeah, let's show this off.
But it's really fun. Now I was a bit cynical when I went in, because I had not long ago played Crash Bandicoot 4.
Mm-hmm.
Crash Bandicoot 4 has a very similar storyline. No, has a very similar premise of alternate realities.
All right.
So I was like, that's weird. Crash Bandicoot's got a story about alternate realities, and suddenly Ratchet and Clank has it. And then also some of the gameplay looked very similar to Crash Bandicoot 4, where they had them like surfing on rails, and I was like, oh, Ratchet and Clank, that looks original. I think I could say Ratchet and Clank does it better.
Right, yeah.
Crash Bandicoot was fun, but it was they were all sort of like, even the story was almost like an afterthought of why you're having to do these different things.
Aye.
With Ratchet and Clank's built into the lore.
Yep. I'll give you that, yeah.
And the planet the level the planet that Colin's on, you can find these archives that reference different universes. And what's the really nice thing is if you're familiar with the developers' other games and Sony games, they reference other games and their franchises and stuff. So for me, I was like, that's a really cute little reference point.
Nice.
And it's that wee attention to detail. So I need to go back and finish it. I will do a more in-depth review for the YouTubes. So
Lovely.
keep your eyes out for that. But it's I think it's glorious, and you can really feel the hard work put in. And this was the game. Was this the game one of the people in charge came out and said, "This is, you can see a game that's had a lot of love put in, and they didn't have the crunch."
That's right. Yeah.
They were like, good games can be made without destroying your staff, and I'm like, you can see that in it.
Yeah. Totally.
You can feel the love and stuff in it, and it makes me feel better playing it because I'm no one almost ruined.
Yeah, it's just
get it on shelf.
Colin and I were just discussing about how beautiful it was and how busy the screen is, and there's just no performance issue. What do you play it on? Did you play it on shiny graphics or running smoother? I can't remember what they're called. Fidelity or something. It's called.
I probably picked the shiny graphics.
So did we. We both picked the same thing as well. Me and Colin.
The shiny graphics is what it's like. Oh, you can have ray tracing.
Yeah.
So that's the one I chose because I was like,
there's just
PS5's not gonna need to scratch a disc, so I may as well push it and see how it goes.
And there's just, it's so smooth. There's no slowdown at all. But from what we experienced, I played very little of it, to be fair. But Colin was saying as well, there's no slowdown at all. It just all looks glorious.
Like the bits where you see them harness the rift and pull the world.
Oh my days, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that makes me feel sick every time it happens. I think because you think you should be moving, but it's the world that moves. And I'm like, ugh. But then in that level, those bits you have to chase things, and there's no stuttering or freezing or stuff, like you're going fast and that's going faster, so you're trying to like catch up.
Super smooth, isn't it, man?
And it's so smooth, and you're like, okay,
super smooth.
But no, I need to go back and finish it. It's
nice.
It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Paul Kaczynski,
yo,
what have you been playing?
Well, do you know, I've been playing nothing because I've been on holiday, but I did try a VR stream the other day, which is the first time I've tried a kind of proper kind of run of the mill VR stream as opposed to a wee event of a horror thing or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I'll not talk long on it because I can see time's marching on, but it was funny. I did it as a test because I wanted to know what it was going to be like streaming. So I had the chat basically. If you see me looking up, basically the chat was on the roof for me, so I could read the chat, no bother.
I love it.
So the connection was there to the chat, and I could read the chat, and it was coming in beautifully and all that. But I felt really disconnected from it for whatever reason.
From the game or the chat?
From the chat, from the room. You know what I mean? It was a whole different vibe, and I was asking people, you know, how is it for you guys? Is it alright to watch, or is it kind of boring, or is it weird? And the general consensus was it was a wee bit detached. And I don't think it's particularly because you can't see my eyes, because you can't see my eyes on the Sunday Social, for example, when I'm wearing glasses. But I don't know if it's having a big box in front of your face or whether it's just a different thing. And I don't know if I'll do a stream in VR again without it being some sort of event. Without it being, and maybe having the wee Maverick again on camera and all that, be hosting it, because it just felt a wee bit off to me. It felt a wee bit off, and once I asked folk in the chat, they were kind of not necessarily agreeing, but they were saying it is different. It's strange. It's
Is it maybe the type of game though?
It could have been, but I've streamed Elite before and it's been okay.
That's true, because I've watched your Elite streams.
I mean, the thing is, you know, in games you are constantly moving about and all that, but with VR, you don't stop. Your head never stops moving, really. So I don't know if that's affecting it or whatever, but it was a strange thing. I'm glad I did it and tested it, but I don't think I'll be rushing to do many normal VR streams. Like every time I play Elite, I'll do it in VR, that kind of thing. I don't think I'll be doing that. But it was interesting. It was an interesting test.
The only thing I've streamed in VR was The Walking Dead, and that was hilarious because it's just.
Well, funny. It's a thing, isn't it? It's.
But I use Diet Punk as my ears, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if that's the interactivity, because even though you've got someone feeding you the questions, there's almost like that secondary. I don't know. I know what you're talking.
It's a strange thing. It's a strange thing, but
like, logically, you'd think just by you having straight access to the chat, it would be more connected.
Well, that was it. That's what I put all the work in, is getting this chat working. I finally got it working, and yeah, it didn't quite work. But I don't know.
Was it fun though in VR? Was it good in VR?
It's good. Elite's brilliant in VR, and that's the sad thing is when you play Elite, you want to play it in VR because you've done it in VR, and you don't want to not play it in VR because it's all so easy. Because it's simple things like you just look to your left and a panel appears, and things like that. Right. Whereas if you're doing it, you have to control it. You have to flick left to look left and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, the game is great in VR, and you know there's very little motion sickness and all that with that kind of stuff because you're sitting down. But so it's just it was weird. So
that's a shame.
What about you? What have you been playing, buddy?
Nothing much new. Slugging my way through Dead by Daylight. For those who don't know, Dead by Daylight, the anniversary event, has been extended till next Thursday,
next today.
So there's been issues with the console version. The patch doesn't come out to the 27th though, so I don't know quite why that works. But lots of blood points. The Shrine, the secret's been great, but if you play Dead by Daylight, there's that. Check the Discord for the codes for unlockable cosmetic items. Besides Dead by Daylight, I got Scarlet Nexus, which is mental. So I was meant to go out for like drinks and lunch with my pals, but then I was sick. And decided if I couldn't go out and spend the money, I was going to buy myself a new video game because I was lying in my bed. So I got Scarlet Nexus, and it'd been punted a lot on Twitch, and I was kind of like, I don't know how it looks, but then because I was bored, I just bought it. I also bought like the Super Edition version for some reason. That's just clearly the sickness was making me not think properly. It is mental. It's just anime brilliance at its finest. It's like you get about 18 plot twists in 2 minutes of dialogue. You're just like, what? It's an action RPG, so it's really fast paced. The basic storyline is something called the Extinction Ring circles the Earth. We don't know what's caused it. And these things called the Others fall down for the Extinction Ring, and they're weird. They look like household objects, but monsters, or they look like people with objects. So there's a giant vase, but it's got legs.
Right.
It's weird. And then they eat people's brains. But when the Extinction Ring appeared, humanity developed different kind of powers. So the main character has like psychokinesis, so she can move things with her mind. Well, 2 main characters have psychokinesis; they can move things with their mind. And then like some people can use electricity, and some people can use fire. So it's almost like they're giant Pokemon. And your team are part of the OSF, who are tasked to fight these things called the Others. But of course, being an anime type game, nothing as it seems. And now we have betrayal, time travel, gravity holes, evil brothers who aren't evil, but they are evil, but you don't quite know what's right and what. It's wild. It's very plot heavy, being a kind of JRPG game, but I'm really enjoying my time with it. The combat's really satisfying. Like, so your square and triangle button are like your melee attacks, but if you hold your R2, she uses her psychic powers at the same time. So like hit things with your daggers and smack them with a car. And it's real fun.
Nice.
I feel like RPGs, and I feel like crazy anime type storylines is definitely for you. I'd say maybe wait for a sale.
Okay.
Just because I've not finished it yet. I'm about 10 hours in, and it's great. Oh, and the thing is, there's 2 main characters, so I'm playing through Kasabi, the girl's storyline, and then you've got Yuiko's storyline, which runs in tandem.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of game in there for the money. So I'd say that's good. And apart from that, I jumped into Maneater because I'd seen you guys play it, and it was on my Series S. So I had a shot at Maneater, and I was a shark and 8 people, and that was fun. Not much to say about it. It's just fun.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Enjoys. Nom. The viewers have been in touch. Let me get through these. So Bride22 has been in touch on Discord. Says, been playing this relatively unknown Microsoft first-party game a lot lately. It's called Sea of Thieves. Not sure anyone has heard of it.
No,
Plus,
you played that as well, didn't you? You did we go?
I did.
How was it?
I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
Because there's storyline in Mermaids, Mermaids Island, but that's my thing. Me and Colin discussed this both weeks. If there's a story, I'm in. If there's no story, I'm not.
Fair play.
So that's
Fair play.
But no, I really enjoy it. I like the new enemies. I like the storylines and stuff. But for me, if they kept doing that, I'd play it more. I'd be a tall tale player. You wouldn't catch me just Jolly Roger and
right. Aye.
But if you're up for a tall tale, I'm there.
Hey.
Plus, playing all my usual old games that I enjoy. News-wise, nothing interesting piques my interest, but soon going to have to buy a PS5. The Scarlet Nexus looks interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes out. But Scarlet Nexus is cracking. So I'd say once you get your PS5, get it and give it a shot. It's also on Series X as well. It's an Xbox game as well. But it's not on Game Pass. It's not. Because it's a Namco Bandai game. Because I did check before I bought it. I've done that before.
Good.
Tommy B298 in the Discord says they've been playing Chivalry 2, a bit of this little indie game Bride was talking about, and some Red Dead story mode, and then a bit of Formula 1 2019 career mode, which has been good fun. Hoping for a miracle where the new one will launch on Game Pass, but think I'm being pretty optimistic.
You never know, son. You never know.
Game Pass has had a lot of good. Here, this game's new. Have it for nothing.
Bear in mind now,
have it for $10 a month.
Formula 1's owned by Codemasters, who's now are made by Codemasters, who now are owned by EA, and so it could be coming to EA Play. It might not come out in day one, but you might get it eventually. Game Pass.
That's interesting. Queen of the North has said, I've entered the world of Stardew for the last 2 weeks and I've been enjoying it as it's super chill most of the time. Also, I've been playing God of War and I'm really liking it and intrigued to see where it goes despite never playing a God of War game before.
Nice.
Yes, the soft reset was very good for that with people, I think. They did it very cleverly. Arcade Glasgow also started playing Chivalry 2 and The Descenders, and yesterday I played Sea of Thieves, Mario Kart and Siege on 3 other people's streams.
Getting a bit.
Throwing it a bit Arcade Glasgow, just like I'm just going to jump in everybody's streams. So like Dancing Toaster getting tore into God of War. I'm very excited by the FIFA reveal. A lot of God of Wars. Really people getting excited from news and the next one coming out. Ricturian. That's their name, Ricturian Mooselord. It's like, I've never heard of that game. Chivalry 2, Skyrim, and SnowRunner have been my go-to games in the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
Colin Mac 42, been playing Dragon Age Inquisition, enjoying it and looking forward to Dragon Age 4 when it eventually comes out. Gosh, it's been a long time. Loving Sea of Thieves at the moment and just trying to grind out to Pirate Legend now.
Woo.
Great to have you back, Paul. As I've been bored on Sunday mornings recently. Keep up the good work, lads. Your streams are awesome.
Very kind. Thank you, Colin.
Daybreak 1591, Sea of Thieves, The Sims, Among Us, Slime Rancher, Dragon Quest Builders 2. Tell me why. That's a game.
Is that tell me why the game, or just tell me why I've been playing these?
Just asking, tell me why I've been playing everything. I'm assuming that's tell me why the game. I was like, and Hamster Boy finally been playing Stranded Deep. Maybe Colin has a point.
It's another sale for Stranded Deep there, Colin.
Ching, get that in the royalties. But we do love it when you get in touch. There's lots of different ways to get in touch, and here's how you can do that.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Oh, well, we're almost at the end of our first episode, which was at Donkey's Ages, and we've got the new releases. And pleased to say it's not that long.
I know.
There's been a few weeks where the new releases is like War and Peace, and you're just like, what? So let me rattle through these, and then we can finish off. So, on the 16th of July, you've got Where the Heart Leads in the PS4. Formula 1 2021 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox S and X. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD on the Switch, and Gravitational PSVR, and that's out on the 16th as well. On the 20th, we've got Monster Harvest on the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and Chris Tales on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox S and X, Switch, and Stadia.
What's a Stadia?
All the platforms. On the 23rd, we have Orcs Must Die 3 on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Clearly, they never killed them all the first 2 times. So.
Very good, very good.
On the 27th, we've got Tribes of Midgard on the PC, PS4, PS5, Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox S and X, Neo, The World Ends With You on the PS4 and Switch.
Oh.
I didn't know that was out then.
Shocked.
Oh, that's the day before my birthday.
Unless it's wrong.
No, I think it is. I just didn't realise it was that soon because people have been talking about it, and I was like, I bet it won't be out for ages. I was wrong. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on the PC, PS4, and Switch. And then on the 28th July, we have Unbound Worlds Apart on the PC and Switch. And the 29th, we have Eldest Souls. That's your game, Paul. On the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox S and X, and the Switch.
Is that a wee bit of cheek there?
Me? Cheeky? Never. I mean, The World Ends With You, Neo's jumped out to me. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, I'm guessing that's Ace Attorney. That might kind of raise my eyebrow.
The
Ace Attorney games are quite fun. I think you'd quite like them.
Oh, yeah?
They're not like, they're almost visual novel-y. And you're a lawyer, and you've got to like go to court and like choose the options to like.
Okay.
And you go to the crime scenes and find the clues and stuff.
Right. Right.
And then when you don't like something, you hit the objection button. It goes objection. It's very good.
I'll give it a wee peek.
You and your business attire.
You know what I mean? Already dressed.
Aye. Well, because let's get any questions or quotations from the chat.
Well, it's just a couple that stood out there. I mean, Colin Little's been very vocal. I'm sure you'll notice in the chat. You know, he's got time enough to be in there, but he's not going to be on the stream.
It's a weak connection. It can only hold up the Twitch chat.
Outrageous. Daybreak 1591 was saying, in relation, we were talking earlier about Evil Monkey and his 13-year-old daughter. Yeah. She said, or they said, I used to play a lot of games with my stepdad, but once I turned 13-ish, I wanted to play more games with my schoolmates, more social games, and kind of drift away from games with my stepdad. So there you go. So that could be the future. That could be the future Evil Monkey. You're getting ditched for mates. Mm-hmm. And regarding WWE, Al Nubis just claimed, it's real to me, damn it.
It's real to me.
Fair play.
But as long as you think it's real, that's all that counts.
Yep.
All the Mars. Paul Kaczynski, do you have any upcoming streams, or are you packing in?
I'll do some more. I'm on tomorrow. At 2 p.m. on Friday at 2 p.m. Of course, the Sunday Social's back in full swing. There is a coffee code now. Get on the Discord. Yay. You'll get your coffee code. It was a wee bit late this week, but it's there now. And there's no particularly special highlight event stream or anything. It's just run-of-the-mill fun game.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
Can you say what it is, or is that surprise?
I've not 100% decided yet. Because
Paul Kaczynski standards.
If the VR was working, if the VR worked, I would have done Euro Truck Simulator in VR. But now I'm a wee bit dubious of doing that in VR, and I don't know if I want to stream it not in VR. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going on record saying I'm not streaming it, but I'd love to stream it. But it's so much easier in VR because you literally look left or right to look down the street, whereas if you don't, you have to press a button, and you know what I mean. So I don't know how annoying that'll be for me, but anyway, I don't know is the honest answer. So that was a long answer to that there, but
I liked it.
What about yourself? Are you just streaming every day then now?
Well, no, I'm meant to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, but life has been busy, so I won't be on tomorrow because I'm meeting people in the real world. I'm actually meeting 3 Twitch streamers in the real world.
What?
I'm meeting up with NJ Play Games,
Legend.
and Magic or Die is going to come meet us after they finish their real job, their government
3
job.
legends, man.
So we're gonna actually have a nice day of drinks and food.
Happy days.
And it's gonna be nice, and it'll be. I think it's gonna be interesting being in the real world, but having to walk about and stuff. So no Dead by Daylight tomorrow. I was gonna try and squeeze in a bit in the morning, but I'm not doing that to myself. But I will be back on Sunday for the Stardew Valley Community Farm. Now, last Sunday it didn't happen because my mum came up to visit, and I hadn't seen my mum in like a month.
Fair play.
Because June was busy with work, and then I get sick, so she couldn't come over. So she came over, and I was like, I'm not gonna be like, hi mum, I'm going upstairs for 4 hours time. That's a bit rude. So Sunday, 2 p.m, the community farm will be back.
Nice.
And it was lots of fun. Daybreak and Queen of the North were in doing some farming. Yuzi came in, stole my bed, and dug up parsnips, and then ran away. And I was like, Yuzi, it was lovely though.
Unacceptable.
So
you need to get a picture of the streamers for Discord.
I shall, yeah. I need to put up a little like poster. So the thing with the community farm is as well, if you get Stardew Valley on the PC and you want to come and do some farming, it's not like first come first serve. So say there's a queue system as well. So say there's 3 farmers in, because I always need to be there. Say there's 3 farmers in, and you came along and want to join. You just put join, and it lets you know you want to play.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'd say to one of them, okay, in 15 minutes, go in and you drop out and let Paul in for a while. And then if somebody else come in, and it's like a rota system. So
nice.
So some people could be there the whole time. Some people might just be there for like, a bit and bob.
We drop in, yeah.
It's just nice and chill, and we just kind of try and save the world through farming.
Splendid.
That's what Stardew's about, right? And I don't know if Colin's streaming or not. We're just gonna say Colin's cancelled. Colin's no.
He's off. He's off.
So yep, Colin is no longer streaming ever. Cancelled. Don't follow. Go unfollow, and give all your subs to the Nearly Men instead. Yeah.
Brutal.
This episode of the podcast was brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy.
Mr. Producer.
And the next episode will be live here on Twitch on the for episode 92 at 8 p.m. on the 29th of June. How's it almost the end of June already?
I know. I was at the dentist yesterday, and I had to book my next 6-month checkup kind of thing. And she's going, well, I could give you some time near the end of January. I was like, what? That's 6 months of what?
That's horrendous. That's horrendous. And between the podcast... What? Wait, what?
He's going to have to ask something on here now. Here it comes.
No, I'm not. So, yeah, just catches. Just going to end in that.
Excellent. Excellent.
Good to say goodbye, Paul Kaczynski.
Goodbye, Paul Kaczynski.
Say goodbye, Colin. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
And it's goodbye from me. Bye, everyone.